Hello everybody and welcome back to Airplane Mode. Today you guys, we will be flying Mesa Airlines Flight 5791 with non-stop service from Phoenix all the way down to Long Beach, California. This plane is the J. Roland CRJ-200 and it does have the added Blue Sky Star Soundpack, which you can get at the xplane.org store. I will put a link for that in the description down below. This flight should take us probably not more than an hour with only 31 passengers on board and a cruising altitude of 32,000 feet. So nonetheless, everything has been set up, everything is pretty much ready to go. All we have to do is perform our before start checklist and then we will be on our way. Alright guys, so as we always do, we're going to go ahead and quickly review our FMC. You can see that we are departing here out of Phoenix and arriving in Long Beach. Now for our departure and arrival section, you can see here that we are departing out of runway 26 and we are departing on the EZO 3 departure with no transition for today. We are arriving here on the Kefir 3 arrival with the EED transition and we are doing an ILS for runway 30. With that being said, our legs are all set up. You already know the drill, guys. We can't do anything with the altitudes or speed. Once again, guys, I've tried to fill it in manually, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. If you guys do know how to fix that, please just let me know down below. I would love to know. But if not, that's alright, and we'll just make do with what you have. But that's the FMC right there. So we're just going to go ahead and start our before start checklists. Alright, guys, so to start things off, we're going to go ahead and turn on our seatbelt signs and no smoking signs. So right there. There we go, those guys are all on and ready to go. Pressurization, we can't do anything about that. Altimeter is set to 902. Our anti-skid test, we can't do that. FMS and IRSs have been set for departure. Radios and navaids can't really do anything. Well, we're not going to do anything with those. Let's see, our parking brakes are on right there. And our takeoff briefing, we'll just say it's been complete. Now for our clear to start checklist, our APU and AC electrics are all set how they need to be. Takeoff data and papers are completed and are on board. With that, we have to shut all of our doors, so we're going to go ahead and shut our main door right there. And we're going to shut our flight deck door right now too, right there. That should be about good right there. So now we're going to go ahead and we're just going to ignore our beacon for right now because that turns on the safety speech, as I don't know, I think I've already told you guys, and we don't want that to happen like right about now because that would not be good. Anyway, everything has been set. We're not going to do anything with our fuel pumps. Hydraulic pumps can come on. That's one thing we can do. Turn those guys on like so. Packs can come off for push and start. We're going to activate ignition A like we usually do, and we're going to call for our pushback. So we're going to go to better pushback and start our pushback.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
He's going to drive up to our plane, and I will see you guys in just a few moments when we are ready to start our pushback. Alright you guys, he's all ready to go, so we're going to go ahead, release our parking brake. He's going to shake us around. I don't know if this is a glitch or whatnot. Then he's going to lift our plane up a little bit and we will be pushing back. Alright guys, so he's going to start pushing us back and we're clear to start our engine. So we'll go ahead and start with engine 2. So we'll just go ahead, set that to start and wait for 25%. Alright you guys, there's 25%. We're going to go ahead, introduce fuel to that and wait for engine 2 to start up. Alright guys, now that engine 2 has successfully started up, we're going to go ahead and start engine 1. So we're going to set that to start and wait for engine 1 to reach 25%. Alright guys, there's 25%. Introduce fuel to engine 1 and we will wait for engine 1 to start up. Alright you guys, engine 1 has successfully started up. We're going to go ahead and wait for our pushback to stop so we're not interrupted by that guy's voice. There we go. Parking brake is on.
Complete. Set parking brake.
Alright, we have done that. He's going to go ahead and disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright, we're just going to go ahead and wait for that, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start our after start checklist. So we're going to turn both of our engine generators on, so our ignition can come off, left and right packs can come back on for our departure. Anti-ice is not required. Probes can come on right there. Shoot, right there. There we go, there's our probes. Should be our probes. If not, there we go, there's our probes. Gosh, my bad right there. Disconnect in hand signals, that will be good right there. Electrics have been, we'll just say they've been checked. And rudder, we'll just go ahead and test our flight controls. So we'll go full back, full forward, full left, and full right. And for our rudders, we'll go full left and rudders full right. With that all being done, we're going to go ahead and turn off our APU. So let's just go ahead and do that. Turn off our bleeds and all of that stuff right there. Shoot, I forgot to turn on our beacon lights because gosh, I did. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and turn those on. She'll give us the announcement, but I mean, we'll be taxied by that time, so it won't really matter anyway. So with that, everything's pretty much set. Flight controls have been checked. Trims are set. Thrust reversers, we're not going to touch those. Flight instruments, we'll just say they've been checked. Everything is good to go. So with that, we're going to go ahead and just release our parking brake and kind of spool up our engines and taxi us out to the runway 26. Alright guys, I don't know why we're stopped here. Something happens with my throttles, but they just stopped working. But that's alright. We're going to go ahead and make this left-hand turn. In the meantime, go ahead and start our before takeoff checklist. So to start that, we're going to go ahead and turn all of our landing lights on. Flaps can be set. Guys, I don't know why and how the heck I forgot about setting our flaps. That's like an amateur mistake, and that is like ridiculous, but whatever, everything has been set. Radar is on. Bugs are, I don't even know what those are, but air impacts are set. So we're going to go ahead, just center ourselves. Well, there we go. Release our parking brake and taxi onto the active runway, which is runway 26 here in Phoenix. We are clear from the left, and we should be clear from the right. Once again, guys, it is a flight simulator. I'm not really too concerned about anything happening, but always good to check beforehand just in case. Alright, we're going to go ahead, just look here to the left and make our turn right about now. Alright, you guys, we're gonna go ahead right now, stabilize our engines. They pretty much are right there, and go full throttle almost, because we don't want to overheat our engines. That would definitely not be good. But we're just gonna go ahead and look for about 130 knots for our rotation. Our airspeed is alive. Everything's good right there. Alright, 80 knots. Alright, 100 knots. And there's V1 rotate. Go ahead, pull back on the yoke here. And we'll go ahead and put our landing gear up. And we'll just leave it at this. We don't really need that steep of a climb for today, as we aren't like gonna come into any contact with any mountains. Alright, you guys, there we go. That's pretty much everything we need to do. Now we'll go ahead and go full throttle. And yeah, I know it's still a little bit overspeeding, but that's alright. We should be just fine how we are. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put our flaps up like so, and we're gonna turn our autopilot to its on position right there. It should take us towards the flight plan. Yeah, it's turning us onto the flight plan now. So now we can do our climb check. Landing gear are up, flaps are up, fuel cross flow. We didn't do anything with really any of like our fuel pumps, so we're good there. APU and bleeds are set. Our lights and passenger signs are as required, and thrust reversers are off because we never touch those. That's pretty much everything. So I will see you guys in just a few moments when we reach 10,000 feet. Alright, you guys, just because we can, we're going to go ahead and raise our pitch here a little bit to like 3. About 3 should be alright. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do 3,000 feet per minute, just because the rate we're going is a little bit slow. We have plenty of time to climb, but what's the point of climbing if we really don't need to that fast? We have plenty of power if we need to do it. We were at like 340 knots, and that's like ridiculous. So we'll just go ahead and stay here at about 280 knots to 300 knots. That should be appropriate for this flight, and that way we won't have to be concerned about overspeeding or anything of that nature. So with that, guys, I will truly see you at 10,000 feet, and yeah, everything should be good when we reach there. Alright, guys, we did just cross through 10,000 feet, so we're going to go ahead and turn our landing lights off, and we're going to go ahead and increase our power a little bit, because we don't want to go that slow. And with that, we're going to go ahead and also shut our seatbelt signs off right there, so people can go ahead and, you know, just move about the cabin, and everything should be good there. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and continue climbing, and we'll see you guys when we reach 18,000 feet, so we can shut our altimeters to standard. Alright, you guys, we are pretty much crossing, well, we just did cross through 18,000 feet, and we are going a little bit faster. We're going to definitely slow our speed down a little bit. And I just realized, since Phoenix's altimeter was 29902, that is what standard is in the United States at least, so we don't need to do anything, and everything is pretty much set for the rest of our flight. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and continue cruising along here. I will give you guys a little bit of footage from the flight, and I will see you guys when we are reaching top of descent. Alright, you guys, we're going to go ahead and start our descent here. Even though we are still 130 nautical miles away from the airport, I definitely don't want to overshoot the runway. I did that one time when I was flying from Seattle to Bellingham, and it was really not fun. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just turn our seatbelt signs back on right now. Pressurization, obviously we can't control that. Fuel is, wow, we have more than enough fuel for the rest of our flight. Altimeters, actually I have to check that, so I'm just going to go ahead, zoom out here, kind of move around a little bit just to try to find Long Beach. I don't know where it is really, if we're going to be able to find it. If not, we'll just go ahead and wait till we're a little bit closer in so that we do not, like, obviously mess up with our altimeter. I'm just trying to find it because it's kind of handy to have. Obviously, you guys are like aviation experts, you would know that. Anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and ignore our altimeter for right now. No biggie. We'll just have to make sure to set that later. Gosh, I forgot to start descending. So we're just going to set this to 0. As I've told you guys before, that's just... darn it. Alright, we're just going to just set this to 0. And we'll just go ahead and start our actual... You know, we'll just do it right now. And we'll just go down at about... We'll just go 2.4 right there. Or actually, we'll go 2.3. Alright guys, sorry about that. Somebody interfered with my video making, but it's fine. We're starting our descent. We do have to go ahead and drop our speed a little bit right there. And we'll just continue. I don't know. Everything should be good there. No biggie. Everything else is pretty much alright. Landing did, we'll just say it's been set. In approach briefing, we'll just say it's been complete. We're just going to go ahead and try to wing our VREF and hope everything works out for the best. And we'll just go ahead and set this guy to 4,000 right there. With that, everything is pretty much good for the rest of our descent. So I'll see you guys in just a few minutes when we are getting a little bit closer to the airport. Alright, you guys, so pretty much we are ready to set our altimeter right now, and I finally found it just on ameterreader.com. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, I'm just glad I found that. So it's 2987, so we're just going to go ahead and set 2987 right there. And pretty much everything is alright. If we zoom out here on our map, you can see that we should be arriving at our 4,000 feet when we reach right about there. So you know what, we're just going to go ahead and actually shallow it out a little bit more there. So we're at like 1.5. Yeah, that should be good. And we're just going to go ahead and continue our descent. So I will update you guys if anything happens throughout the rest of the flight, or if once we get closer to the airport. Alright, you guys, so we have just crossed through 10,000 feet. So we're going to go ahead and turn all of our landing lights on, like so. Let's see, what else is there for 10,000 feet? APU bleeds. We're just going to turn those on the second we touch down. Anti-ice is not required. Well, actually, let me have a look at my meter. It shouldn't be required. Yeah, we should be good because the temperature is not below 10 degrees Celsius. So anyway, moving on, lights and passenger signs. Passenger signs are on and lights are pretty much good. Altimeter has been set, so we are set for before landing. We'll just do that in a little bit. We're pretty much, I mean, the only issue that I'm concerned about is that this is, I don't know if you can see that little purple line right there, but that's pretty much the heading of the actual runway. So if it's facing this way, if the airport's facing this way, then I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of self-vectoring to be able to get us actually facing towards the runway. Now I do have ILS enabled for at the moment for like the flight landing, I don't know, but whatever. So we're just gonna go ahead and just try to use ILS to its fullest advantage. I can't really, I don't know if I can see the airport yet. No, I can't. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on with our arrival and hope for the best. Alright guys, I'm getting a little bit nervous with those mountains, so I'm just going to go ahead and press the little altitude button right there and pray that we start actually making it towards the altitude. I just set the altitude there, so we're just going to go ahead and set that right there. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and climb to the altitude right there. I mean, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and continue our descent. We should be totally fine for our actual arrival, so we're just going to go ahead and just continue our descent just lightly now. We don't want to crash into those mountains. What we are going to do is go ahead and switch over to heading mode and just turn this guy over here a little bit so we have a little bit of leverage and a little bit of room to play with so we can line up with the runway, hopefully make a successful landing. So I will just keep you guys posted as we continue to approach the little lineup for the runway, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. Alright you guys, as you can see here on the map, we're just going to probably end up about somewhere here if I did my mini calculations correctly. So if we end up somewhere around here, we have plenty of room to line up, because this is, I think, about a 10 nautical mile final, or like a 9 nautical mile final. So from this point right here, we should be about 9 nautical miles away from the actual end of the runway, so hopefully everything's good there. So we should have plenty of room to just make everything work out perfectly. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and set this guy to 0 right there, so that we're not concerned about possibly missing the airfield. Yes, there we go. We're just going to go ahead and actually we'll bring that up a little bit more. So we'll just be about right there. That should be plenty of time right there, because obviously the airport's not at 0 feet, so hopefully everything should be alright, and we'll just continue on and pray for the best. Alright guys, we are going to go ahead and start our big right hand turn here just towards the airport, and yeah, everything should be alright from that point on. I don't know if we're going to need the ILS, probably won't. We'll just try to make it a visual, but we'll see. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and totally drop our speed, and we're going to go ahead and start pulling our first notch of flaps right there. We won't pull our, we won't put our landing gear down until we reach 10 nautical miles away from the airport. Uh-oh, I don't know what's going on there. That is ridiculous. Yeah, so we're just going to let that guy calm down a little bit. That's kind of annoying, but okay. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and continue pulling flaps accordingly. Right now our speed's looking alright. We should be totally fine for when we actually land. We're going to go ahead and put this up just a little bit here because we don't want to go plummeting into the ground. And yeah, so we should see the airport literally any second here. Should just be right in front of us. Is that it right there? Yep, that is it. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of maneuver ourselves a little bit, pray for the best once again. Hopefully everything should turn out alright. You know what, we're just going to go ahead and hold our altitude right here. We don't really have any business continuing our descent at the moment, at least. So we're just going to go ahead, continue dropping our speed. Everything should be good. For our before landing checklist, passenger signs are all on. Thrust reversers, we're not going to do anything with those. Landing gear, we're not going to touch those yet. And flaps should be pretty good. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do it again, guys. I've learned, and there we go. We're gonna go pitching up, and there we go. So we should be alright right there. Alright, so everything once again should be alright. We're just gonna go ahead and continue our descent down, and I will see you guys in just a few mementos. Alright you guys, at this point we are totally off from the lineup of the runway, so I think what I'm gonna do is just, I don't know, we can't really bring it over to nav mode. That's not gonna work out. So I'm just going to go ahead and disengage my autopilot like slow, disengage flight directors. Speed's not an issue because that's all manual anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, pull our last notch of flaps. Hopefully everything goes okay here. We're pretty much fine on speed. I'm not really too concerned about how fast or slow we are going right now. We're looking for about 130 knots for when we actually land. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue my descent towards the runway, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, we're just going to go ahead and pitch up a little bit here. We definitely don't want to be too low for our arrival. But other than that, I mean, we're just shut our heading off right there. And autopilot, there we go, can come off. Half bank, don't even know why that was on. I definitely didn't turn that on, but whatever. We're just going to go ahead and continue here. Kind of increase our speed a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and open our APU door for that so that when we do touch down, we'll be ready to go. Still, okay, there we go. Now we're getting onto the glide slope. That should be good how we're going right now. And speed-wise, we're good. We don't want to be too low, and that's what we're heading into right now. So we should be alright on the glide slope. We are definitely pretty lined up. Knock on my wooden desk. But anyway, speed-wise, yeah, we're getting to be a little bit fast here, so we should be okay. Alright. Idle thrust. 10, right there. Oh, we're floating, but we don't want to have a hard touchdown, so we're just going to go ahead and keep floating. Alright, that was good. So we're going to go reverse thrust, and we're going to go hard on the brakes because there's like hardly any runway left. That was a little bit... I'm scared. Oh, guys, that was definitely scary. Alright, reverse thrusters can go in. We're just going to go ahead and make this turn right here. Wow, that was actually pretty intense. I kind of thought we were going to overshoot that for a second. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and perform after landing checklist and pull that out right here. Alright, so flaps can come up. There we go. Now we can start our APU. That's why I opened the door. Let's see. Speed brakes. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to do that because I'm so used to the Zibbo where it's honestly just automatic. So I don't know exactly where the terminal is for this. I have scenery, so we're just going to go ahead and... yeah, it looks like it's there. So we have a little bit of a lengthy taxi, but that's alright. We'll just go ahead and turn... no, we'll wait with our generator for a few moments here. Anyway, let's just continue doing that. Lights and strobes. Those guys can come off right there, and strobe lights can actually... well, taxi lights can come on, strobe lights there can come off. That should be good. Oh my gosh, we are going on the grass. Wow, you guys, this is such a confusing airport. Yeah, so that technically wasn't my fault. As you can see, there's a taxi line right there. Wow. Okay, okay, what is this? What is this? Alright guys, you know what? We're pretty much good with our after landing checklist, so I'll see you guys when we are approaching the gate. Alright guys, I don't know what happened there. That was really weird, and you guys, I hope are on my side in that one. That was weird. Like, it showed the taxi line heading somewhere. I should have just trusted my gut and gone there, but whatever. We are making it towards the ramp here. We're just going to go ahead and pull in here. Unfortunately, there's no auto gate. I think I'll just go ahead and add some here, because I love this airport, but unfortunately, there are some quirks, as you just saw. We're going to go ahead and self-vector ourselves in here. We'll just stop at the second line right there. Good enough. We're going to go ahead and set our parking brake there. APU generator is on. Okay, APU generator has already been on. That's strange. We'll go ahead, shut our engines down. Generators can come off like so. Let's see, we can turn our bleeds on like so. Seatbelt signs, we'll just go ahead and set those because whenever you set it to off, it thinks that you're in the air, but technically I'm not. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Beacon light can come off. Nav lights can come off. See, all our hydraulic pumps don't need to be on. We'll just go ahead and leave 3, I believe it's 3B, no, 3A on. And that should be good. Probe heat can come off like so. And we should really just be set to go, so I will see you guys in a few moments outside. Guys, with that, we have made it here to Long Beach in one piece. That was definitely an insane flight. Really, after the landing is where things started to fall short, but nonetheless, we have made it here in one piece. Hopefully, all our passengers are safe. Oh, I did forget to open my door, but that's alright. We'll just do that in a little bit. Nonetheless, guys, we did make it here. The total flight time was 57 minutes and 2 seconds, just to be exact. Guys, if you did enjoy the video, please do not hesitate to hit that thumbs up button down below, and also subscribe if you're new, as well as hit that little bell icon down below so that you will be notified every time that I post a brand new video. Once again, guys, we did make it here on One Piece. It was a super fun flight. If you did enjoy the video, please subscribe and hit that like button down below. I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!